A Singapore session sees different posting order, different salary hints, different employer metadata than a non-Singapore sessions. Same query, same role, different results. If your talent intelligence runs from a US data center, you're not seeing the Singapore market. Job board scraping looks straightforward until you try to keep coverage stable across countries, account surfaces, and browser-rendered pages. Then the problem stops being HTML extraction and becomes livability, credibility, and risk management. Indeed, LinkedIn Jobs, Glassdoor, JobStreet, My Careers Future each exposes different slices of the labor market. None of them want unrestricted bulk harvesting. 3 things ahead. The platform reality in 2026, including the LinkedIn legal nuance most engineers get wrong. The collection pattern that holds up, and a working My Careers Future probe using SMP sticky sessions. Mindbody, o platform reality in 2026, indeed is still large and scrapable with disciplined rate control, but the search experience is heavily optimized around user context and anti-automation cues. Glassdoor remains useful for employer sentiment and salary ranges, though its logged-in and regional behaviors make it noisy. JobStreet and My Careers Future matter a lot in Southeast Asia and Singapore, where local relevance, salary disclosure norms, and public sector policy cues shape what appears. LinkedIn Jobs is a special case because the legal story gets oversimplified. The honest take in 2026, the high Q remand did not turn LinkedIn into an open buffet. The Ninth Circuit history is still cited constantly, but the later procedural path left enough room with risk did not disappear, especially once authenticated surfaces, behavioral defenses, and contract-based claims enter the picture. Engineers who summarize it as LinkedIn scraping is legal now are being careless. Public page access and scalable commercial extraction are not the same risk category. That means your collection design should separate public, low-risk indexing from anything that touches authenticated flows or aggressive session automation. Mobile proxies help on the access side. They do not solve the legal and account risk side. A durable job board pipeline usually looks like this. Public search discovery for keyword, title, company permutations with moderate rotation and aggressive deduping. Sticky enrichment sessions for job detail pages that trigger secondary calls, salary widgets, employer cards, recommendation panels. Market-specific cohorts, Singapore roles, UK roles, US roles do not all run through the same identity pool. Separate treatment for authenticated surfaces with explicit legal review and a much lower automation footprint. QA against live rendering because job boards silently hide fields before they hard block. Mobile proxies fit this workload because they support the parts of the pipeline that need to look like ordinary consumer browsing. A Singapore recruiting benchmark for software roles on JobStreet and My Careers Future benefits from SG Mobile exit nodes, not a giant global pool with weak local fidelity on recruiting. Why each major board resist? Mobile helps for repeated public search across city and keyword grids. Wallet grids. LinkedIn Jobs pushes back through account risk, session scrutiny, legal sensitivity. Mobile helps for conservative public page visibility testing only. Glassdoor pushes back through logged-in context and salary feature variants. Mobile helps for region-fit browsing and lighter detail enrichment. ShopStreet pushes back through SEA localization and browser event correlation. Mobile helps for local market access with coherent fingerprints. My Careers Future pushes back through SG-specific filters and structured detail cards. Mobile helps for Singapore local sessions with stable field capture. The table is operational, not legal advice. If a board is valuable enough to matter, expect the operator to care who is harvesting it and how. A working probe, so for straightforward visibility checks, a sticky mobile session is usually enough to validate whether you're seeing the local version of a posting. The session token in the username keeps the same outbound IP for the duration of the bucket walk. That is not a full scraper. It is a first-pass verification that the page path, language, and network posture are consistent. For scaled browser automation, use mobile IPs as one part of a cleaner stack, not the whole stack. It is for require a Provu core. Why the SMP economics fit? SMP's pricing model is pragmatic for this workload. Real SG mobile IPs on Vivify 4G and 5G SIMs, running through Android devices in a Singapore farm, plans at 300 GB for $40, 500 GB for $60, 1 TB for $100, 2 TB for $180. Easier to budget than per gigabyte enterprise proxy billing. For Singapore talent intelligence specifically, a Singapore-only mobile provider is often the cleaner choice. SG Mobile sessions fit JobStreet and My Careers Future research well without forcing you into expensive global proxy economics. The biggest technical mistake is treating all job surfaces as public web pages with uniform risk. They are not. Some are closer to searchable public listings. Others are wrapped in account, behavioral, and contractual controls. For LinkedIn specifically, the prudent 2026 stance is narrow collection on clearly public surfaces, low rate access, strong audit logs, and counsel review if the business depends on scale. If your model requires authenticated scraping or intensive profile linkage, your real problem is not proxy choice. Your real problem is exposure. Mobile proxies are still useful because they reduce obvious network-level anomalies, improve local visibility, and support market-specific browsing. They just do not transform a risky workflow into a safe one. That is the honest answer most proxy vendors skip. Whence Pro. For Singapore Talent Intelligence, Singapore Mobile Proxy gives you local mobile egress through real Android devices on Singtel, StarHub, M1, and Vivify SIMs. Pricing matches ongoing monitoring rather than enterprise proxy theater. 2-hour free trial, no card required. Use code YT30 for 30% off your first paid month. Probe Job Street and My Careers Future from a real SG Mobile session for 2 hours before committing. Next video applies the same stack to real estate listings, Property Guru, 99bot.co, Zillow, Rightmove. Subscribe,